Hello everyone and welcome back to A Bit Tactical, where today I'm going to be covering the strategy ploys for the Scout Squad. Like with all my videos, there is a rules read section at the end of the video in which I will simply explain how everything happens. However, I like to get right into the guide, the actual use of these things inside of a game. There are timestamps below in the description for your convenience to get to the different parts of the video, but with all that yapping done, let's get right into it. Let's talk about something obvious here. Guerrilla engagement. If you're more than 6 inches away, re-roll your dice. You're probably never taking this as a strategy ploy that you spend CP on. However, I will say this. There was one time where I needed initiative first so that I could push forward in a way that I really wanted to. And so I actually put the strategy ploy on there because I thought my opponent was going to go for the equipment, right? So, and I did that, and as a strategy play, I was like, let me use this. Let me use guerrilla engagement just to see what I can get. Not like it really matters. I'm not going to shoot at this turning point for sure, but my opponent may. And my opponent actually did get a shot, so I actually got use out of this. It's funny. I don't think I've ever gotten a use out of it when I actually played it, but when my opponent shot me turning point 1 to try to get a little sneaky thing, I actually did get it. And with camo cloak, it actually paired up really nicely. So that's something to consider. Turning point 1, if you use the ploy option for the scouting, go 100%. I think it's a good use of it, and it's probably the only use you're going to get out of the strategy ploy. But of course, let's get to the good guys, dude. Gunfire ambush, blade ambush. I mean, these are just insane ploys. Yes, they have caveats, but they're like almost non-existent. Turning point 2, 90% of your models are going to be switching from engage or from concealed to engage. So you're going to get ceaseless. Or you're going to get at least balance for blade ambush or gunfire ambush, and then ceaseless with blade ambush. And it being against models that are only expended, that's kind of like, oh, okay, but it's not too bad. It's still not too bad. You're still killing models, getting them off the board. You always, of course, want to go against models that are ready, but if in lieu of that, this is a good little thing that you get. Not to mention that this is how your heavy gunners get relentless, right? If they already have the ceaseless from this ploy, then they're going to get it relentless if they haven't moved, which is a really nice addition to them and their shooting attacks. And of course, with amazing synergy, you have stealth relocation, in which you're able to do a free dash and then change your order, or just change your order, or just do the free dash, whichever one you want to do. But this, again, the synergy of these ploys is just mwah, chef's kiss. So obviously, all on their own, these are really good. But paired together, they're even more effective. Anyone who hasn't played Scouts yet, listen. You get your heavy gunner out there, maybe you dash and you get a shot off or whatever. But then, once again, now you're in a situation where he's exposed and he's not going to be able to get that ceaseless for the next strategy point. You know what I've done so many times? I've used stealth relocate on him. I've dashed him, changed his order. Now he's in a better position, or maybe he's still in the same position. But whatever the case is, he's now concealed again. And that allows you to use blade or gunfire ambush on him next turning point, which is just really nice. Same thing if you're being aggressive. I had a model that had a knife up at the front. Everybody else that I had was in a good position I didn't really need this, right? However, I needed him to be just 3 inches up. Just 3 inches up. That's all I needed. Just so I can get it into range of a charge. Or actually, it was so I could get into range of a shooting attack, so then I could charge by giving him a third APL, which I did, and it worked out really nice. I got a nice double kill from that. So it's not just the changing order. That's a good essential part of it, but getting that 3-inch movement can be really clutch in certain situations. However, this is where the fact that your team is a little CP hungry comes in, right? These 3 ploys are really good. And I'm telling you right now, stealth relocate, I used every single game, turning point 2 and 3, I think. Every single game I played, and I've played about 15 games so far, every single one of them, I had used stealth relocate and gunfire ambush, turning point 2 and 3. That's 4 CP right there. That's already gone. In some of those games, I also used blade ambush when I knew I was going to get into combat. So before we even get into rerolls, before we even get into any of our firefight ploys, we're already using like 4 CP, like right off the bat, which is actually why when I'm the scout squad, I like to play in a way where initiative doesn't matter to me. At the very least, turning point 2, so I can get that extra CP. So that at the beginning of turning point 2, when I use devised plan and I get my extra CP, I start with 6 CP, so I have the flexibility to spend 3 if I have to. And then I would still be on equal terms with my opponent. Like, that's really where your strategy is with these ploys. To use them, you use them. There's nothing crazy that goes on with these guys. You just use them because they're good, which feels nice on a team to just be able to use your ploys because you know they're good. It comes in the management of your CP. It comes in placing your models in a way so that turning point 2, you can give away that initiative freely and not have to worry too much about it. Of course, if your opponent gives it to you, that's what it is. It is what it is. You can't do anything about that. But place your models in a way so that you don't have to worry about your opponent having a devastating turning point 1 rush or initiative rush or something like that, right? So that's really where the strategy comes in with these guys. Manage your CP a little bit, and you'll probably be okay. However, there is one last thing, okay? So when it comes to the scout squad, if you have 1 box, don't worry about it too much. But if you're a person who gets 2 boxes just so they can have all the options with this team, if you bring all knives, obviously you're going to go blade ambush, right? You're going to go forward. You're going to start trying to do that stuff. This is where a lot of people say just do gunfire ambush and blade ambush at the same time. Don't do that. That's really just going to eat at your CP, and oftentimes you're going to find yourself one or the other you didn't use. And with the scout squad, your shooting is where it's good. Don't get me wrong, your melee is good. Your melee can be good. But against other teams that have are either on equal terms or a little bit better than you, they're going to win that engagement, right? On teams that are definitely better than you, you're just going to do damage on your way down, which can be nice, but still, you're not winning those engagements. And then it's only against teams that are kind of a little bit below your level and definitely lower your level. That's where I would bring out all knives. I'd be using blade ambush. But if it's not that, go with gunfire ambush. Your shooting is really nice. It's really, really nice. It can be super powerful. Even your bolt gun on your tracker is your tracker. That can be really powerful, actually. There's been so many times where I got a surprising kill with that guy just because he's across the map. And he's one of the few models, not few models, but when half of your team is warriors, right? Then they come with shotguns, basically, or a pistol. Having another model that's across the map can be really nice. It's just me. I personally like shooting attacks more than I like melee combat, so that's my bias going into it. If you're a person like me, then gunfire ambush is probably how you're going to go. But if you're a good person who likes melee, hey, go with blade ambush. All right, guide people, don't forget, I like you better than I like everybody else. That's not a lie. Not a lie at all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's the end of the video for you. I'm going to go on to the rules read people, those nerds. And I'll see you guys next time. All right, let's start out with the gunfire ambush. Whenever a friendly scout squad operative is shooting during its activation, if its order was changed from conceal to engage at the start of that activation, or if it wasn't visible to enemy operatives at the start of that activation, that friendly operative's ranged weapons have the balanced weapon rule. If the target is expended, that friendly operative's ranged weapons have the ceaseless rule instead. Then we have blade ambush whenever a friendly scout squad operative is fighting during its activation. If its order was changed from conceal to engage at the start of that activation, or if it wasn't visible to enemy operatives at the start of that activation, that friendly operative's melee weapons have the ceaseless weapon rule. If the target is expended, that friendly operative's melee weapons also have the rending weapon rule. Then you have stealth relocation. Select one friendly scout squad operative more than 6 inches from enemy operatives. That friendly operative can immediately perform a free dash action, and or you can change its order. You cannot use this ploy during the first turning point. So that and or actually means that you can do one You can do both of these things, right? You can take a dash, you can change your order, or you can just change your order if you want, or you can just take a dash if you want. It's really whatever you want to do of these two actions. And then you have guerrilla engagement. Whenever an enemy operative is shooting a friendly scout squad operative, if that friendly operative is in cover and more than 6 inches from enemy operatives it's visible to, you can re-roll one of your defense dice. So, pretty standard, probably never taking this. Alright everybody, rules read people, that's the end of the video for you. Short video for you guys. Hope you liked it. Remember, reading is the most important part of somebody's day. Probably, potentially, I'm not sure. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.